Video 6, Developing an Action Plan. A good action plan has several key components. First, you need to make sure that everyone knows what your problem is and what you're trying to do to solve it. Usually we put this in a summary. So you have your problem statement, the challenge to be improved upon. You have the improvement you selected, what you're going to change, and then your anticipated outcome, like what number, what data point, what problem is going to be solved by implementing that selected improvement. Next, you have an initial plan. This is a short plan as well that just describes the effort. How will we test this? Who should be involved? And then when will we start? Now, if you look there, between the summary and the initial plan, you should be able to address who, what, when, where, and why. Next, you need to have an assessment strategy. You want to know when you'll assess it. You'll want to know when the improvement is successful, that is, what is the data movement threshold that you have to hit in order to call the project successful. If you're trying to build a new attendance management system and you set a low target like 91%, that is below your state's target for assessment, that's not going to work. So you have to make sure that you say that your standard is at or above the minimum viable threshold for any governance or for your own satisfaction. You need to know what data you're going to collect. And this is not a place to list all of the data you could collect. It is much, much more valuable in a continuous improvement framework to collect one or two key data points that are easily collected than it is to create an exhaustive data collection plan that basically becomes a project in and of itself. And then you want to know who will connect data. And here again, I will remind you that you should go back to the logic of the factory floor. Right? You want the folks who are seeing the work the closest to collect the data. It should be easier for them to do in the normal flow of how things work than for you to task someone to come in from another environment to collect data, which might take them away from other important work that's going on. Finally, the action steps. You want to know what it is going to happen. You want to know who's going to make it happen. You want to know what supports they have, whether it's budget or training partners or other staff that they can call on if the action plan isn't proceeding as designed. And then you want to know when your action steps are due so that you can stay on track for all of your annual goals.